Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 8 Italian auto-reloading tech tree tank destroyer, the Semovente Contraccaro 64. This vehicle is insane. That's really the best description I have. The gun that this tank carries has 2,900 DPM. It's got really good pen, 236 on the standard, 310 on the premium, and it's got 410 average damage, 525 on the HE, 11 degrees of gun depression. Add that into the fact that frontally, this vehicle is nearly impervious, and you can start to understand why the Semovente Contraccaro 64 is by far one of the most overpowered tanks ever introduced into the game. Now, ironically, even though it is such an overpowered vehicle, I do not think it's going to be nerfed. And why do I not think it's going to be nerfed? Well, very simple. I don't think the average player understands the armor profile. Very simply put, this tank is like a Vipera in World of Tanks PC. As soon as you start to angle it to the left or to the right, the weak spots become very, very apparent. For example, the track wheel at this angle is probably a penetration. At this angle, the tank is nearly impervious. So you can see just how a slight change of angle will drastically change the armor profile. That is why it has such awful traverse. I think Wargaming wants it to become super weak on getting flanked. But we're not going to let that happen. We're going to make sure that our opponents cannot get to the side of us. We're going to keep them frontal. And if that's the case, we're basically never going to be penned. So we're going to push up towards where this M103 is, and hopefully we can work this position pretty well. Now, because this tank is semi-turreted, all we need to do is get around this corner in a way that my turret's going to work. Although with the Yag Tiger over here, we can just pen this guy. Let's load in a heat shell, and bonk. There you go. Nice 366 tap into his vehicle. This is obviously where the very nice pen on this tank comes into play. I'm not sure if this Yag will pen me with that. Looks like he actually didn't. And now we're just going to aim in on him, and there you go. Another nice pen into the edges on his vehicle. And with that, we've already taken off a pretty nasty chunk from the Yag Tiger. Aiming, aiming, aiming. There you go. Another nice chunk. Looks like we did get penned, and as I said, those corner cutouts are a big weak spot. So you don't want to expose them, like, at all. They will be penned if you do. But that's why, as I said, it's nice that the vehicle does carry a turret. Now, unfortunately, it appears that my team is falling apart very, very quickly. I'm not really sure what to do about that either. I'm just going to kind of chill here. Maybe we can get a pen into the T-28 Defender. Hello? Yeah, there you go. Nice penetration into the Defender. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to change the outcome of this battle. Our team is falling apart very, very, very quickly. Let's see if we can get another shell into his vehicle. There you go. Another nice slap. We got the Yag Tiger climbing off to the side, and the Yag Tiger does have an insane amount of traverse, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to push over here, get a nice shell into the rear of our opponent, and drive over towards this way. That way, we're going to be pretty good. T-54 Lightweight does bounce me, and dead. All right, you know what? I lied. We're actually going to win this. The game was a bit sketchy at one moment. I thought we were going to lose, but our team did end up pushing. Now, the Object 704 has some of the highest pen in Tier 9, and let's see how its pen works against my turret. Will it pen me? Well, it did with a premium shell and low-rolled it for 442, which is one of the lowest rolls I've ever seen from a gun of that nature, which actually, oh, wow, what was that lag? You know what? It's fine. We still are alive. 704 doesn't shoot me, and with that, we did over 3,000 damage and absolutely dominated. This is the Semovente for you. I mean, the gun is amazing. The mobility, yeah, it's bad, but who cares? I just did 3,400 damage. Let's do one more battle here and see if we can keep it up. Yeah, I would be willing to say that this is the best tank in Tier 8, and it will be for a while. If Wargaming doesn't nerf the vehicle from its current state anytime soon, I would highly suggest to get your hands on it. I mean, as I said, really the only weakness is its poor traverse. If you're in a medium, the best advice I can give you is try to get on this thing's side. That is going to be how you clear it. If you let this vehicle just kind of dominate on the front line, your team's going to fall apart. It's essentially like fighting a badger, but it has a turret and more armor. Like, think about that. It's actually stupid. So, this battle, we are going to try and work mid-hill. I'm hoping that my team is going to support me, but you never know. I don't even know. Left control 2. Let's see if I can do that. Ugh. There you go. All right. I never ever use the the commands, the quick chat commands in this game because they're always quite useless for me. But Normandy is one of those maps where for some reason everybody wants to go up towards D, even though I feel like holding base B is the most important thing. Usually what'll happen is like 1 or 2 tanks goes up to D, like that Emil, and then they all go C, and that Emil will die, and then the rest of our team will be here, so we'll just be down a tank right off the bat. But, oh well. We've got the Panther, who I'm actually surprised we couldn't pen. I thought my premium shell would go through him, but I guess he was just at a super steep angle. We've got the 252 over here, who is showing me his lower plate, so let's get a nice pen into him. And he hit me with an HE for 60 damage. Oh no, what will I ever do, woo? Alright, well, let's reload again. I can't pen him yet, unless that happens right there, and the shell flies perfectly true into the 252's lower plate. Notice how he doesn't even want to fight me? I mean, that is the armor on this tank. Now, unfortunately, the 704 was there. I did not realize it was a 704 until it was a little too late. So that's on me, to be completely honest, but, oh well. Let's just go for a heat shell. Didn't pen. Okay, well, looks like our team is going to win the other flank, but this flank here is not looking as good. So let's get a shell into the WZ. One thing I should say is that the gun's dispersion is not very good. The accuracy is actually quite poor on this vehicle. That is something to keep in mind. You're not going to be, you know, hitting any amazing shots in this tank. It is definitely a frontline vehicle, so keep that in mind. So, just one thing to point out. Let's go for a shell into the 32. Wow, that thing's turret. You don't realize how well armored the T-32's turret is, but it is incredibly well armored. We got the Rev off to the side. We're going to get a nice pen into his turret. And we've dealt over 2,000 damage this battle. Even though we have, our team went Normandy Beaches, it appears, which is just an awful, awful decision on every metric of the decision there. We might even die here. I'm making sure that this Panther cannot get our side. And there you go. We got a bounce from the WZ as well. We're not dead yet. I'm pretty sure we will be soon, but we're not dead yet. Unfortunately, that shell missed, and yeah, we did get penned in the weak spot. You can see the mid bar is definitely a weak spot, but unfortunately, I don't know why our team went low was the big problem this battle. Going low is almost a sure disaster on Normandy. Like, why would you ever send a VK-100 down here? Yeah, so we were kind of alone where we were. We got pummeled, but oh well. That was just a bit unfortunate when the majority of your team goes down low on beaches. The Semovente Contra Car 64 is an amazing vehicle. It's probably one of the best tier 8s in the game, but just as always, doesn't matter how overpowered your tier 8 is, you're not going to carry a bad team like this. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.